In this video, we're going to talk about transferring files, and we're going to use Gravity Sketch and Shapelab Lite, sending files, whether that be images, OBJs, or whatever, and receiving them. The easier one is going to be Gravity Sketch because it's online, and the slightly more difficult, but not really that difficult one is Shapelab Lite because we just have to link the headset and find our exports folder. You're going to need the MetaQuest link, and you need to make sure that you're able to link your headset to your PC. So download this app. This is what the app looks like. In devices, make sure you can set up your headset. I don't know if you're going to need a Meta developer account or not. I think you might. So I have that also linked right here. So get that set up, and also just follow its instructions. Read through this and follow its instructions exactly. Now, I don't know if you'll need this if you're working with the class headsets, so we'll see what happens there. Once your headset is set up, in mine I'm using the MetaQuest 3 right now, you go to settings, go to beta, and make sure that developer runtime features is checked here. And in one of my other videos, I talk about this, but there's a lot that could possibly go wrong when you link the headset to your PC. And so I'm gonna link a video from somebody else of potential troubleshooting tips. Most of the time I just turn it off and turn it on again and it helps it. But there was something else that was wrong with it in one of my other videos, and so this video down here is going to be really helpful if you run into any errors there. So basically, once you have this and your headset set up, you can take your USB-C cable and you connect it to your computer, you connect it to the headset, and if a window pops up saying like allow debugging, make sure you allow that. There's also a window that pops up that says allow access to data. And so let's get into our headset and see if it worked. Okay, once you're in headset, you can choose like pass-through mode or immersion. The link might just automatically take you to a white space, which would be cool. But if it doesn't, then you can go to your settings here. Make sure several things are checked. You definitely want your spatial data checked here. In device permissions, maybe also check that with your app permissions here. Storage, Shapelab Lite is checked. You want to give that, make sure that's good. Go to general. Software update, make sure you're all up to date. Go to advanced, and here, ensure that your enable developer settings here is checked. I have link auto connect checked, so mine actually just immediately linked and turned into PCVR, but I'm doing this to show you, just in case it doesn't do it automatically, all of the things you need to check on. Go to notifications here, and if you have something up here that says allow data access or something like that, make sure you allow that. And then finally, you can go to link here and you can launch. Another way of doing this is simply going to the quick settings here and then link, click that, and it'll say, it'll find the PC and you just hit launch. And then it takes you to a white environment, which looks something like this, right? So that's a little bit about setting up your link, and make sure you have developer mode running on your mobile app, which is called the Horizon app. So first, let's start with Shapelab. To transfer files to Shapelab, to work on them or have reference photos, all you need to do is go and drop them into a Google Drive folder, and then in headset. All right, so I'm recording by using the camera here and recording video. Make sure you aren't linked to your PC and go to your browser. Go to Google Drive. Find the folder with which you want to grab either your reference photo, or maybe you've got a 3D scan you want to continue working on in Shapelab, which is what I'm doing here. You can just go to this and download, and then download is complete. I can now go to Shapelab Lite. And then in Shapelab Lite, I go to either add image or import model. In my case, it's going to be import model. And then I can go to the downloads folder here and just select the one that I did. Adjust transform to scene or keep original transform. I'm just going to select adjust transform to scene and import. And there you go, that's how you do it. And so very similar with the reference photos as well. Let's go ahead and import a photo real quick. Maybe you want to model a goose or whatever. I'm grabbing it with the grab button, and I'm using my toggle here to make it smaller, and then you can make it larger or smaller. And essentially when you're setting up reference photos, you can just do like a situation like, say I have pictures of different angles. I can put one here, and one here, and sort of have like my setup like that. Let's look at exporting. So I'm gonna get rid of this for right now, and say maybe I do a little bit of work on this guy. And then let's say I'm done and I want to export. So this is how we do that. I'm gonna name it. I'm gonna select OBJ, STL, GLB, or FBX. For Unity, maybe it should be either FBX or OBJ. If you're gonna 3D print it, it needs to be STL. So I'm gonna export that. And I don't know if you saw that, but up in the upper corner, you can also select only some objects or all objects, vertex color, textures, or none. So vertex color is like, I think if you're using paint or whatever in Shapelab, it can export your vertex colors. All right, so we have it in our exports folder. Now let's access it from the PC. Attach the USB-C. Make sure in the headset it's connected. I'm going to notifications, USB-C connected, I'm checking that. And then here it just popped up internal storage. But if that doesn't pop up, the way that you can do it is you can open up your Explorer and then go down to this PC. And if you see like the Quest here, you're all good. You click on that, internal storage, go to Android, data, find Shapelab, files, Shapelab, and exports. Okay, an easier version of that is to do Quest 3 internal storage and just look up exports or whatever you named the thing. And then I can see my test export OBJ and my text export MTL, my material. So I can just take those and, put them wherever I want and navigate to my Unity project. Go to my assets folder. I'm going to do new folder and title it 3D models and drag and drop that export. Okay, we'll open up Unity now. And inside Unity, If you maybe just give it a second, or maybe you might have to restart the project, you can see your folder and your export is right here. And I'm just gonna drag him in and see what he looks like. Okay, cool. So obviously that beautiful portrait of mine took very little time. So you'll spend more time making yours look beautiful, but that's how you get it into the project, right? So I am going to delete that. Now let's look at Gravity Sketch. You need a landing pad account, so go ahead and create that account. Okay, and once you do, make that landing pad profile. Here you can go to your files and you can create new folders, and you can drop images here. You can drop OBJs and things like that too, but it's not like Shapelab where you can go in and like edit it and do things to the vertices and the mesh, right? It's a little bit more constrained with Gravity Sketch, but you are going to want your reference photos. So you can just create new folders and upload them here. And then let's go into the headset. Here, make sure you have your account selected, new sketch. Click on the menu button. I'm left-handed, so yours is going to be over here. Go to import your workspace, whatever folder you put your reference photo in. I like to create a folder called reference photos. Got some AI images and some images from artists like Louis Bourgeois, Jeff Koons, and Ai Weiwei. And maybe I want to just make something like Louis did. I've got selected it and press check. And then here it shows up at the center of our canvas. Cool. Now let's look at how to export that and access it so we can get in our Unity project. Let's just do a little quick rendition of Louis Bourgeois. Okay, let's say I'm done. Into my menu here, go to export, choose your file name. So test export to. You can do OBJ, FBX. You can create a Blender file, which is really cool. So that's my workflow a lot of the times. I'll just go from VR modeling to Blender refining. But we're gonna do OBJ, and you can look through the settings and see what you want and press check. Landing pad is working on exporting your file. So now we're gonna go back to landing pad. So I'm just gonna take this off. Go to cloud exports, or perhaps it'll show up down here in your latest files. You could have selected a specific folder, like I normally export straight to a specific project folder, but I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna click on that and download. I'll extract the folder. Similarly to the Shapelab piece, I'm gonna find my project folder and go to my 3D models and select folder and extract. We'll open up Unity now, and voila, it has also the reference photo. I accidentally exported that with it, but I can just delete it. Boom. And let's drag in our model. And so fairly large. So we're going to scale it down 0.1. If you're on the prefab here, you put this, your mouse arrow over here and you press F, it'll like focus on the object. So I'm gonna right click my export, go to prefab and unpack. That way I can see its parts here, and this reference photo that I accidentally included, I'm just gonna delete that. Okay, cool. So that's the end of transferring files from both Shapelab Lite and Gravity Sketch VR and getting them, getting reference photos in and then exporting models out to Unity.